everybody, Marian Smith here. Today we're going to talk about how to properly care for your Heart of Gold planner. So there are a few things. If you spill something in your planner, or you get something sticky, or you get something on the outside of your planner, it's really easy to clean off. All you need is a damp cloth or a baby wipe and you just wipe it off. The great thing about our planners is they're made out of vegan leather, and basically what vegan leather is, well, actually a few other companies make theirs a few different ways. When I had mine manufactured, I wanted to make sure it was all completely, for the most part, plant-based. So ours are a cotton-based, and it's also coated with a plant-based chemical that gives it this leather feel. So if this ends up in a landfill later, it will eventually break down. Another thing that we did was I think there's one really thick board in there, and then there's two others that go on top of that. So if you feel our covers, they're really, really, really stiff, and you would think that there was plastic in there, but it's not plastic. It's actually like a particle board that will break down in nature too. So that's kind of cool. So you don't want to submerge these in water, obviously. I don't know why anyone would submerge any kind of planner in water anyway, but submerging it in water would ruin it. If you spill a cup over it and it gets in there, you'll just want to dry it off right away and then set it out to dry. So that's really easy. The inside of the leather on the planner is also vegan leather. It's a much firmer leather though, so it's a little bit more water resistant and oil resistant. So if you get oil from your hands or oil from your face onto there, it's not going to stain like real leather will. And the same goes for the leather on the outside. So this one's a little bit more durable. So it's a little easier to take care of as well. And I did that on purpose because I knew that the chances of you putting a pen in here or having inks in here would be greater than anything on the outside. So if you got ink on here, you can wipe it off. Some inks though, like permanent inks and oil-based inks, could stain this. So beware about that. I've used like chalk ink, and I've gotten chalk ink on mine and it wiped off just fine. Those were okay, but I'm not sure which inks could or couldn't. I haven't tested it out, so just keep that in mind when you're using your planner, and always make sure you have the lid on your pen when you're putting it in the pen loop. Another thing is, because this leather is so firm on the inside, right here where you see the planner bends, you may have quite a bit of crinkling here, so don't worry about it. Once this softens up, when you start using it more and more and more, it'll stretch itself out and it'll go away. If you're impatient, like I can be sometimes, you can just take like 2 pencils, and before you put your pencils in there, these metal ends that hold the eraser in are really sharp. So wrap some tape around there, but you could just stick a pencil in the creases like this, and then close up your planner, and that will help stretch out that leather crease as well, and then it'll sort of fix itself. So, but like I said, you don't have to do that. It'll just fix itself on its own as you start using it, you start bending it and stretching it out. So no need to worry there. And then the foil dividers. So our foil dividers are actually real aluminum foil. It's a real gold aluminum foil that's really thin, and it's put onto the cardstock. So you can laminate these. They will laminate just fine. I would recommend it if you want to keep them forever. I don't laminate mine. You can see where my paper clips were clipped on. It makes an indentation just like it would on foil. It is backed with cardstock, but like I said, it is foil, so it can dent. So you may want to laminate them, and you can actually get them laminated pretty cheap. If you go to like a school supply place, you can get them laminated all on one sheet for like $2, and it's super cheap, and you just cut them out yourself, and then they'll last forever. And we do have replacement dividers too, so you can buy extras if you want to. So take care knowing that, when you clip stuff on here or you're rough with it and you fold it, just like any other paper, it's going to keep that crease in there. And because this is reflective, it'll probably show a little bit more. And let's see, what else is there? So the paper is a really nice silky paper. It doesn't bleed or feather for the most part. So you don't have to do anything special with the paper. The planner does come with the pen swatches, so you could test all your different pens. Oh, look it, someone wrote me a little message. That's so funny. I did not know that. That's so cute. So you could test your pens on here to make sure that they don't bleed through. I haven't had any of my pens bleed through yet, which I love. And I did actually, I tested this paper out. I tested out so many different kinds of papers before beginning production on our inserts because I wanted to make sure that they would work with any kind of pen. So I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else that you would need to do special to care for your planner. Except maybe, I have a 6-ring punch, a 6-hole punch that's really, really, really heavy duty, and I left it in my purse with my planner for the longest time, and it did leave a square indentation in the leather. Don't worry if that happens to you, because it'll come out. It takes a little while. It took like an hour or so for it to completely come out, but it came out all on its own. But just so you know, that can happen if you stack stuff on here or have something sharp on here. It can scratch or indent in that way. But I really like abuse my planner. Like I don't care what happens to it. I throw it in my purse, I throw it in the car. I really, really abuse it. And this is the only one I have so far, or I've used. I don't have a second one that I use all the time. So this is the one. This is the one that I really, really beat up, and I've had it since January, and it seems to be doing really, really well. So, but I'm one of those people where I just don't take care of my stuff all the time, and with my planner, I know that, you know, in a few weeks I'm going to replace it with their new release ones anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I still wanted to do a video to show you how to care for it, to get it to last as long as possible. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is don't overload your planners. So if your pages start to look like this, that is way too much paper, and that's going to cause your rings to be forced open. And these rings do snap back in place, but like any kind of binder rings, if you force them open for too long, the springs that are in this mechanism will stretch out and they won't come back together, and then you'll get gaps in your rings. So what I like to do is, if I have several weeks in here, like normally I'll take out the weeks I've already done my pages and clip them together. Or if I know I have a ton of week pages, I'll take, you know, a big stack of these out because I know I'm not going to go through all those right away, and I'll just keep my current week in there plus maybe 2 extra. So thin out your planner, especially if you like to add a lot of stuff in here, and you like to decorate and scrapbook in this, so that you're not making your planner too thick, because you don't want to stretch out your rings. Our next release in July, we have a little bit bigger of a ring going in our planners this time, and we do have, this planner sold out right now. The Harticle planner sold out. We brought it back 3 times, so they're completely gone. You're never going to be able to get this one again unless we have more reserves that we end up releasing a little bit later, but I don't think we have a whole lot. But the new planner, we have 2 new planners coming out. Actually, we have 4 new planners coming out, but they're coming out at different times. One looks similar to this, but it's not this one. It's a little different. And then we have some other colors. So stay tuned in July. It's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited. So yeah, I think that should be good enough for taking care of your planner. Oh, one more thing. So the pockets, at first, when you first get your planner, your pockets might feel a little tight. Don't worry, they'll stretch out. Just like the leather on the inside, they'll stretch out once you start loading stuff in there. Because mine were super tight, but now they're like nice and loose because I've been abusing it and overstuffing it quite a bit. But so don't worry about that. This leather will stretch out and it ends up breaking in really nicely. So that is it. Promise this time. Should have ended this a minute ago. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Love all those places. I'm an Instagram fanatic right now. I post on there all the time, every day. So find us on there, say hi and show us what you're doing with your planners. I can't wait to see how you're using yours. And stay tuned for the next video, because in the next video I am going to be showing you how I write on my dividers and set up a few of my weeks and months. All right, thank you guys so much. I will see you next time.